pleasure to introduce to you the man who truly needs no introduction. He's simply known as the franchise Shane Douglas.
The franchise Shane Douglas, ECW pioneer, former ECW world champion, as well as holding titles in the World Wrestling Federation and WCW. Last recently seen at both the Hardcore Homecoming reunion shows, as well as a fixture both on and off camera in TNA. Let's hear from the Pittsburgh native and legendary franchise. His return to IWC for the first time in a year and a half.
I think Yayu one of these, but we'll clean it up for the kids in the audience. Cut the damn music! Damn, it's been over a year for me in one of these things called a ring, the squared circle, and I gotta tell you, it is awesome to be back in front of the greatest wrestling fans this planet has ever produced. Right here in an area known as Pittsburgh, by God, Pennsylvania. I said a long time ago in this business, I would walk in my way, conduct business my way, and walk out my way. And by God, like Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra said, and I think you'll agree, the franchise Shane Douglas has done it his way. You know, all those years I was sweating in the ring, breaking bones and recovering from surgeries, what kept me going day in and day out was whenever I got to thinking, everybody in the place I come from knows what a hard day's work is. People from this area will bust their tail, sweat all day long, collect their paycheck, and then have a nice cold one to top it off. You see, in professional wrestling, that kind of work ethic is something that's been lost. And you can see it on television today, because I quite frankly think the product sucks. Now I see that apparently you agree with me. One thing about me, nobody can say anything other. They can call me a lot of names. I welcome that. I've always said, talk good about me, talk bad about me, just talk about me. You see, I said a long time ago, 40 years old, if I was lucky enough to have a career in this great sport, I would walk out at 40 and not look back. Nobody would see me on TV with these flapping around, looking like an old Sharpay, begging for one more paycheck and begging for the adulation of the fans one more time, like yours truly, Dick Flair. I come to the ring, say what's on my mind, and it seems like I've struck a chord with a few of you because people here in Pittsburgh appreciate a little honesty. Now, when I walked out of the business January 4th of 2006, I left no strings out there flapping around. There were no strings left in the franchise's arsenal, shall we say, or in my closet. Took care of everybody that stood up in front of me, knocked them down, became the youngest man to hold a major title in this sport that still stands today, and have held more titles than most people have in the history of this business. I was born in Pittsburgh, the city of champions, and I, by God, was a champion.
Multiple times everywhere he's been.
Now, I've been sitting at home enjoying myself with my 6-year-old son right over there named Connor Martin. What's up, buddy? Loving life. Hadn't a care in the world. And then all of a sudden I hear somebody start bringing my name up again. Start claiming to be the greatest wrestler in the history of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And starts invoking my name. Well, one thing you don't have to do when you're talking about the franchise is you ain't have to ask twice and you ain't got to talk loud. Mention my name, you will get my attention.
Bubba the Bulldog he speaks
So
of.
I've got somebody I want to talk to here tonight. Wasn't here when I got here, and I don't know if he's out there in the audience someplace, but Bubba, if you're here, I ain't hard to find. I'm here in the center of the ring, and if you want to find out what this old man's got left in him, I ain't going anyplace fast.
Is Bubba here?
Let's give him a little welcome here. Bubba, 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 Bubba. You here?
Well, we hear the familiar opening chords of Bubba the Bulldog's music.
I actually haven't seen Bubba today, I guess. Well,
And
but
he's
there
here.
he is here.
When Bubba the Bulldog found out the franchise Shane Douglas would be a part of our 100th live event celebration, he called out Shane Douglas. He said he'd meet him face to face in the center of the ring because Bubba the Bulldog claims, and rightfully so, to be the man that ran Shane Douglas out of IWC. Add that to the list of Eric Angle, of Jimmy Vegas originally. Bubba the Bulldog has a long list of victims. And until now, Shane Douglas was one of them. But it seems Shane Douglas has come back to end the one final unsettled score from his storied career.
Crowd letting Bubba know what they think of them.
Hang on 1 second. 1 month ago, I told everybody here in IWC that the real Bubba the Bulldog was going to be back in this ring, and I am here. And the franchise Shane Douglas, tonight, I only have one thing to tell you. Thank you.
What?
For
Didn't see that
everything you've done in this business, for giving a radio disc jockey in 1998 a shot when no boy in the back room would ever give me a chance. You and Samu and I wrestled in a ring, and you gave me respect when nobody else did. When fans didn't, they thought I was a disc jockey, you gave me respect. When you took that NWA title and you threw it in the garbage, thank you. For 10 years, you had the greatest decade in professional wrestling because of you. When WWE needed somebody, they went to you. When WCW needed reinvented, they came to you, and you were the franchise of ECW. Thank you. So who is the real Bubba the Bulldog? Bubba the Bulldog is the man that remembers every word you ever taught me inside this ring and outside of these rings. You know something, Shane Douglas? Every match you and I have had probably didn't mean a lot to you, but every match and every conversation you and I ever had meant the world to me. Thank you.
This is a side of Bubba we haven't seen in many, many years.
Because, Shane Douglas, I love professional wrestling. I love Bruno Sammartino. I love Kurt Angle. I love Dominic DeNucci. And that is where you come from. And for everything in the world, and everybody says that I can't wrestle, I don't care, because I remember the one night in that back room after a match when you threw me all over the building. You said to me, you know something, Bubba? That was fantastic. And you said to me, thank you. So I owe you. And in this ring, I want to say thank you. But I'm not the only one that wants to thank you. There's a whole bunch of guys in that back room that appreciate everything you've done for this business, and I want to call them out here right now because you are the franchise of wrestling. You are the franchise of professional wrestling, and for that, we all, and all the people here in IWC, want to say thank you.
Entire locker room emptying out.
A showing of respect from Bubba the Bulldog and a hug in the ring. I think we missed it, but Bubba the Bulldog showing that behind the loud mouth and the attitude is a lot of respect for those individuals. And certainly Shane Douglas deserves it. One of the most influential individuals in this business in the past 15 years, if not longer.
Well, Probably takes the, I mean, you look at the ring, you got people from the last match who just beat the hell out of each other.
Got the
Still
entire
hurting.
locker room.
Entire locker room.
Wrestlers and staff out here, veterans, young stars.
Well, that's, I mean, one man can unite them. You're looking at them.
No doubt. And there you see Bubba giving Shane Douglas his moment in the sun to address the troops, the IWC locker room.
You know, ain't quite what I expected, and I don't want to really cry here in front of my son, but I will tell you that has warmed my heart tremendously in this Christmas season. Thank you very much. You know, when I walked away from the business a year ago, or almost a year ago, it was because I fell out of love with what I was watching. But I've stood behind that curtain back there, and I watched that last match tear the house down. And I've watched everybody on this card work their tail off in this ring. And I've seen you fans respect it, respond to it. You paid your hard-earned dollars to see it, and you've been getting it in places like the IWC right here. This is why I got in wrestling in the first place. The little smoke-filled rooms, little tiny arenas where fans like you know exactly what wrestling is. We grew up on the Bruno Sammartinos, and today we sit back and we watch guys like this around this ring carry on the tradition without all that crap coming from the corporations that have ruined this business. Tracy Smothers right over here. Can still tear it down. One of the best in the business. It's too numerous of people to mention here today, but I will tell you this. It is the Christmas season. I will not be in a squared circle again ever to perform as a performer, as a wrestler. I will never wrestle again. The body wouldn't permit it, and my son wouldn't allow it. But to come here tonight and have this sprung on me, I will tell you that, as you can see, I'm tripping up on my words. I'm certainly not prepared for it. This is an incredible honor, and this is why I got into the business so long ago. When I was a little snot-nosed kid in New Brighton, Pennsylvania, I had to ask Dominic how to lace my boots because I had no idea. I put my tights on backwards because I didn't know what was front and what was back. You know, there's not a tag in those things if you don't know. And all those years ago, 25 years ago, give or take a few months, I started down in a little gym in Freedom, Pennsylvania, in a gym that had been abandoned in high school, never dreaming of having a career, let alone being able to stand here today before peers. I wouldn't even consider these peers because these guys can do stuff I could never dream of doing. So for me to be able to stand here today and with fans like you standing on your feet and understanding what a great professional show this has been and what this company tries to dish out to you and that you're responding to it, go home tonight. Call 10 people and tell them what a great show you saw and challenge them to come back here next month so that instead of 850, there's 8,500 in this building waiting to get in the front door. Because you see, when ECW changed the business back in 1992, it was built on that kind of premise. If the fans want it, they will get it as long as they keep coming back to support us. Thank you all. God bless you and yours. And please make sure that you continue to support a corporation, a company like this that tries to give you what you want. Make sure you go home tonight and call 10 people and jam this building full next month. Merry Christmas and God bless you all.
Well, as always, the views and opinions of the franchise Shane Douglas are not necessarily reflective of the staff and management of this company or myself. Shane Douglas in rare form. A lot of controversial topics covered. We apologize to all that were offended, but even though the franchise has seen his ring days pass him by, certainly the franchise of old is very much alive and well here in Pittsburgh.
Some 20 years in this business, Shane Douglas has never represented anybody but himself, and he's never been afraid to share that opinion.
And that's going to continue. Shane Douglas, the very definition of an independent contractor in this business, to say the least. And the outspoken franchise, once again, creates some headlines wherever he goes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. McChesney, Daddy, it is on, baby. It's been a long time coming. And tonight, I got you in the cage. I got you in the cage. And ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no river wide. Ain't no valley low that's gonna be so low that you're gonna get away from me, because there ain't no place to hide tonight, baby. 12 large, brother. Ain't no doubt about it. Yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest will be set inside the steel cage. The only way to win is via pinfall submission. So to escape the cage through the door, round the top. In this contest, there will be the Super Indy Championship. Introducing first, the champion.
IWC is officially under lock and key. 3 steel cage wars to top off our 2007, to top off our 100th show celebration weekend. And you see on the way to that demonic, intimidating structure is the reigning Super Indy Champion, the fabulous John McChesney. Much like all of our reigning champions tonight, a 4-time title holder, and he is stuck inside of 15 feet of solid steel with the man he screwed out of that title this past July.
Here he comes right now.
Weighing on 203 pounds, he's the challenger and former champion, Sweet and Sour,
Larry Sweeney's first Super Indy title defense was against the fabulous John McChesney. However, thanks to the involvement of Dennis Gregory and the War Machine, Sweeney was not only busted open from ear to ear, but was also screwed out of the Super Indy Championship. He's been chasing McChesney ever since, but the constant situation always seems to be involvement from, whether it's Gregory, Dark, Albright, or Sensation. The War Machine has each other's backs, but there'll be no way for even a War Machine to break through our solid steel cage.
I mean, that's the point of the steel cage. It's not just about escaping. It's not just about using the cage as a weapon. The cage not only keeps you in the ring, it keeps everybody else out. And that's for once, it looks like Larry Sweeney might have a chance.
And that's all Sweeney has been looking for. Whether it was interference, whether it was baseball bat, any other sort of foreign object, Sweeney always can never get the fair shake. But will Sweeney realize his destiny, recapture the gold that he worked so hard to win at Super Indy 6? Sweeney survived Black Machismo, Jay Lethal. He survived the good guy Azrael, and he survived Shiima Xion to win Super Indy 6. A coming-of-age story in one night for Sweeney was shattered in his first defense by John McChesney, and there may be a lot more shattered in this matchup.
The crowd squarely behind Larry Sweeney. John McChesney doesn't seem to like it. McChesney's also no stranger to cage matches. A couple years ago, I believe he faced
None other than the Fallen Angel,
Christopher Daniels.
And that was one of the most breathtaking moments in IWC history for a blood-soaked John McChesney to climb to the top of that cage and dive off the top so gracefully with the crossbody on Christopher Daniels, who we should mention was the TNA X Division champion at the time, and for McChesney to pin Daniels at that time was really a huge, huge stepping stone. It cemented his status as a big player in this company.
That was a match McChesney wasn't even supposed to be in. He saw an opportunity, he took it, and that's really that was probably the moment that made fabulous John McChesney right there and turned him into the superstar he is today.
The coming of age of John McChesney, the superstar, started at Super Indy 4 with his match with Low Key. It was reinforced and cemented with a steel cage match.
That might be
no
very
doubt
fair.
about that. And McChesney's beaten a lot of other high-profile stars along the way. and McChesney doesn't want any part of Larry Sweeney right now, manipulating our cameraman around. Much like we saw last night, McChesney running from low-key. That only served to delay the inevitable. Low-key won the series. It's 2-1-2 now, advantage low-key in Key versus McChesney. McChesney hopes to reverse that momentum here tonight against Larry Sweeney, but Sweeney is coming off on all cylinders here because he's wanted this one-on-one match for 5 months now and counting, and it seems like the cage isn't even enough to contain these athletes.
They haven't even stepped foot in it. I mean, the match is not officially underway until they get in that ring together.
McChesney almost became the first one to taste the steel, but he starts battling back. And this, much like all three of our cage matches tonight, are going to be very ugly brawls. There's a lot of personal animosity that exists in all three of these remaining main events, this triple main event here at A Call to Arms, and controlled chaos is the theme, but our two referees out here have not been able to control this chaos thus far.
Yep. So what happens if they never get in the cage? Wait a minute. Is McChesney? I think that's the wrong way. Is McChesney going to climb over the top in order to get in? Well, I guess that's one way.
Well, Larry Sweeney going to give chase here.
There's the bell right there.
Sweeney did it the easy way through the door.
So that was smart. It didn't quite work, but did you notice that? McChesney climbs over one end, waits for the bell to ring, and immediately sprints up the other end. He's not, unlike Larry Sweeney, there's no revenge for McChesney here. He's not trying to hurt Larry Sweeney. As much as he doesn't like him, McChesney's trying to protect his Super Indy title. Probably the only thing in life he actually cares about, if you've been paying attention these last couple of years.
Well, very well true. And Sweeney with rights and lefts all over McChesney, winds him up and drives it down. And McChesney is out on his feet already. Not the way the champion wanted to get out of the blocks here as Sweeney measures him with the elbow. And Larry Sweeney savoring and enjoying this moment so much. He knows there's no way for outside involvement in this match.
Now you notice Larry Sweeney didn't immediately start going. Again, McChesney for the fence again, trying to get Larry Sweeney wants to win this match. He wants to be Super Indy Champion. But this is about more than a belt for Larry Sweeney. He's looking for revenge.
No doubt about that. McChesney once again trying to escape over the top. And Sweeney goes head first into the cage. I believe Sweeney's the first one to eat the steel so far, and that's going to give McChesney a huge advantage in this matchup. And Sweeney sent in again head first.
Tied up in the ropes.
And you can see the fall was almost as bad.
See, as a wrestler, you're used to going into those ropes and immediately rebounding off of them. The ropes don't feel good when you hit them, but they do allow you a certain bit of protection. When you put a cage around that, that's just gone. That's just steel. Sweeney's hurting already.
Oh, Sweeney's in big-time trouble. McChesney has been able to be the first one of this match to use the cage as an offensive weapon. And Sweeney,
again,
for the third time, I believe, tastes the steel.
I think it's 4. I'm not even sure, but I mean, 1 minute ago, Sweeney had a lot of spring in his step. He was almost being cocky. He was enjoying taking a cheese grater right there against the. Oh
God! Just grinding the face and head across the cage. Has Sweeney been lacerated?
It looks like that looks like his hair's not red. He's a blonde.
Well, it looks like Sweeney has been busted open, and that blood loss is certainly going to have a debilitating effect on Mr. Sweeney as this match progresses. And McChesney expertly using that cage to his advantage, and Sweeney trying to battle back. Remember, in the original Super Indy Championship matchup this past July, when Sweeney was busted open, when Dennis Gregory hit a gusher, and you notice that Sweeney hit that cage so hard, some of the supports from the cage actually flew off.
That's right, which is dangerous in and of itself.
Very true. But Sweeney fought through that matchup, fought through the blood loss, and fought through the pain, but he just grew weaker and weaker until finally he was totally susceptible to the fabulous John McChesney. And that may be what we're seeing right now, as Sweeney is already near motionless.
Oh,
look at that.
Sweeney's a bloody mess. McChesney just took his belt.
A leather belt, wrapping it around his fist. And you gotta believe he'd be using that metal buckle on the belt as an offensive weapon as well to further tear away at the flesh of Larry Sweeney.
Yeah, oh, geez, look.
And
Sweeney's
you can
got two
see-
problems here. He's got two problems. First off, he's losing blood. That's never good. You're going to get tired easier. You're not going to be able to catch your breath. You're going to get weakened. And second, that very blood is falling down in his eyes. You're going to be blinded. I mean, how do you fight through this?
And Sweeney is no doubt growing frustrated as well. You saw him pounding the mat a moment ago. But right now, McChesney has tied Sweeney to the cage. Sweeney is virtually being hanged here from the cage. No way to get out here.
I think it just gave away. The belt just gave way eventually.
Thankfully, McChesney did not tie it too tightly, but still the damage was done. And John McChesney still pressing the advantage on Larry Sweeney. And it may be a matter of time at this point. Northern Lights, this could be all here. Pinfall will win it. No. It may be a matter of time before Larry Sweeney starts to slowly fade away into unconsciousness, pass out from this blood loss.
He's been having trouble standing for a good 2 minutes now. I mean, like, to be busted open that early is very unfortunate. I mean, you see these cage matches get very brutal, but rarely does one start out this brutal. Oh,
God.
just tearing away at him.
No way for Sweeney to stop it. Does not even have the energy to defend himself at this point. McChesney is taking liberties with his challenger. Sweeney with a block. Sweet and Sour Fire's back.
He tries, but then thumb to the eye. I mean, again, probably not affecting him much yet, but just a little bit off his game. A little bit off his game, and that's enough for somebody with as talented as John McChesney.
As if the blood loss wasn't bad enough. The poke in the eye, McChesney hits the steel. McChesney drove all of his weight and momentum, attempted to into Sweeney, but the sidestep allowed McChesney's whole body to eat the steel. And check out Sweeney here. Do we have a second life?
Yeah, maybe just enough. Just enough. Bought himself just enough time to get back into this.
Face first into the cage.
Fabulous one getting a little taste of his own medicine, it looks like.
A second time. And Sweeney's got the leather belt.
No disqualification in a cage match.
Goes without saying, perfectly legal. And McChesney's going to be taught a lesson here.
Legal, but not very nice.
Sweeney has something else in mind. He thinks it's done. I don't know about this. It's going to take a lot to take care of McChesney. Drops him down face first with a gourd buster, but he does not have enough to follow through with the cover. Sweeney is significantly weakened here, trying to will himself to his feet.
I believe that's what you call a crimson mask there that he's wearing right over his face.
No doubt about it.
He's going for the escape.
Sweeney trying to climb up here.
I believe this is the first time Sweeney's actually attempted to escape the cage.
Referee Bobby Williams inside, Mark Steele on the outside, watching over the situation here. Can win these matches by escape, over the top, through the door, or pinfall or submission. That's the only way to win, and both of these men are on the top rope, and neither man really has their bearings about them. This could get very, very dangerous. Series of elbows by Sweeney to the top of the head. McChesney's reeling, and his head just got rammed into that steel bar at the top. Both men lost their balance. That's debatable who got the worst end of that, but both men are in pain.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I thought Sweeney was actually going to get...
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
I thought Sweeney was actually going to get McChesney off the cage and give himself an opening. Unfortunately for Sweeney, McChesney crotched himself on that rope, which would have been good, except for he knocked Sweeney off as well.
Well, Sweeney still got the momentum in his favor here. Pile driver coming up. Sweeney's injured people with this in the past, but McChesney counters. TKO time, drives him down. This could be it.
Sweeney back to his feet.
And that was instinct right there to get back to his feet. Sweeney was no doubt out of it, and the super kick certainly put the exclamation point. And McChesney going to go up top here, going to try to escape, try to retain the Super Indy title. He is held now for the 4th time.
Now you'll see McChesney's climbing a little slower than he has previously, which tells you that it's taking its toll on him as well.
Oh, no doubt about that.
If he could get out of this ring, he would.
It's going to be tough to walk or climb the way he landed last time he was on that top rope. And McChesney, look at the blood just all over both of these men's bodies.
Now is McChesney's back opened up, or is that Sweeney's blood, or who knows?
That may be an opened up welt from that leather belt from Sweeney earlier. I believe that's what that is. And neither man has a good landing there either. I believe McChesney got the worst of it. And Sweeney's starting to stir.
Yeah, he's not getting up too quickly, though.
Oh, no doubt about it. Very slow to his feet. But he's still fighting through the blood loss. By this point in the original matchup, McChesney was
Here's your
firmly
pile
in
driver.
control.
Here's your pile driver.
Pile driver! Compressing vertebrae. And Sweeney may be ready to capture his 2nd Super Indy title. He's not quite done yet.
See, at this point, you just want to escape the cage. What's he thinking?
This is going to be a mistake. He's
And
woozy. He doesn't have the balance. He doesn't have the equilibrium.
He can barely climb. Look at him.
He doesn't have the speed. He knows he needs something big, but he's risking even more. 12, large elbow. He connected with it. How much did it take out of Sweeney? Lateral press, 2.5.
That's an instinctive kick out from McChesney. You see, other than the kick out, he still hasn't moved. He really hasn't moved since that pile driver.
Unbelievable. McChesney back to his feet here. And Sweeney again, face first.
Wait a minute. What is it?
Wait a second.
Is he tying?
He's got that leather belt again. He just tied Sweeney's ankle to the bottom ring cable. Sweeney's stuck. He can't do anything to stop this.
And now McChesney's climbing.
He's going to climb his way to victory. Wait, Sweeney, he's trying to unhook himself. Sweeney's right next to the door here. This could come down to a photo finish. Sweeney's going for the door. McChesney's trying to climb out.
McChesney
hit.
McChesney beat him just barely.
By a matter of seconds, McChesney edged out of the cage first. Sweeney thinks he won. I believe McChesney got down first.
I think so, too. I mean,
Ladies
Sweeney's
and
hurt.
gentlemen, the winner of this contest and still IWC Super Indy Champion, Fabulous John McChesney.
And look at the toll. Look at the damage done to Larry Sweeney. Barely moving, barely responding, covered in blood. That's the price he was willing to pay to be the Super Indy Champion.
And he still isn't. That's a cage match right there. Nobody, McChesney won, but nobody comes out of a cage match feeling good.
And shocking enough, it's only our first cage match.
We've got 2 more to go.
No doubt about it. John McChesney is successful, and he did it without the War Machine. The Fabulous One returns to the steel cage and once again creates a career-making milestone. Successful defense over Larry Sweeney, but you gotta feel for Larry Sweeney. 5 months he waited for a one-on-one match with no catches and no provisions, and he came up just short, just about 3 or 4 seconds away from being the champion. It was a foot race.
It was close. I mean, I gotta believe that's not Larry Sweeney's last shot at this title.
No doubt about it. There'll be another day for Sweeney. McChesney is victorious.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest inside of this 15-foot high steel cage will be contested the same way. Submission pinfall over the top or through the door. It's set for a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the IWC Championship. Introducing first, about to make his way towards the ring, he is the only 4-time IWC Champion, He is the leader of the War Machine. He is Dennis Gregory.
Last night we had our roll call of IWC champions, honoring such great champions from the past as Powerhouse Hughes, Orion, Dean Radford, Jimmy Vegas, of course, in addition to men like Ricky Reyes, Eric Ecstasy, Shirley Doe, who are still on the current IWC roster as former champions. Add to that some of the great alumni that went on to other areas who held the IWC title, like Colt Cabana, Balls Mahoney, and CM Punk. Tonight, will Ray Rowe unseat that man, Dennis Gregory, and add his name to that prestigious list?
You know, I gotta believe he will. I've spent the last couple of years telling you, how afraid of Ray Rowe I am. How the man's a monster.
Ray Rowe is the baddest man in IWC, but Dennis Gregory is the most resourceful, and this is his domain. Ray Rowe has never been in a cage match before.
It's true.
Death has come to your little
Check out the look on Gregory's face. What must he be thinking?
Weighs in at 232 pounds. Hails from Cleveland, Ohio, and is the challenger, the baddest man in IWC, Ray Rowe.
Ray Rowe certainly does not approve of Dennis Gregory's reign as champion. Does not approve of the constant involvement from the. Wait a second, where's he going?
Ray Rowe's going. Ray Rowe can't be scared. I've never seen Ray Rowe run scared before ever.
What? That's J-Rock. Keep in mind, last night there was a little bit of a miscommunication between J-Rock and Ray Rowe in that 5-way tag team match. And J-Rock told Ray Rowe, I'm sorry, I've been screwing things up lately. I won't be there in the cage match. It's all you. But it looks like Ray Rowe has insisted that his longtime tag partner and mentor, J-Rock, be there with him in his moment of glory, the biggest match in Ray Rowe's career.
Well, J-Rock is here, which normally I'd say gives Ray Rowe definitely an advantage over Dennis Gregory, 2-on-1, but we're in a steel cage. Cage keeps out the War Machine. The cage is also going to keep out J-Rock.
And it seems that J-Rock is reluctantly here, and look at those eyes. J-Rock is reluctantly here. He wants Rowe to do it on his own. J-Rock does not want to inadvertently cost Ray Rowe any more matches than he has.
Well,
this is the match J-Rock has been training and prepping Ray Rowe for months. Through Samoa Joe, through the best of 3 with Ricky Reyes, through everything they did to dominate the tag division in 2006. It's all been, and Maverick, I think you may be on your way out here.
Wait a minute. Oh, it looks like we got Ray. Oh, wow.
I think it's your cue to leave, Mr. Maverick.
Hey, well, I'm not messing with this man.
Yeah, you got a past with him as well. I know about that. Probably offered him a few bad contracts yourself. All right, Joe Dabrowski joined now by the Big Daddy of Destruction, J-Rock, the partner of Ray Rowe in the Cleveland Mafia. And it seemed that you were a little bit reluctant, judging by your body language, as Rowe hits the cage already. You don't seem to want to be out here.
All right, Ray already knows. We talked about this yesterday. You heard it, Joey D. Things haven't been going right, and it just seems like me and Ray Rowe were one step aside from each other. And I felt, who knows if Ray Rowe's going to get another shot at this title. I just don't want anything to go wrong when it all comes together tonight. Because there's a master plan at work, Joey D, and tonight it gets the job done.
Well, Ray Rowe went for the first suplex of the matchup, but Dennis Gregory counters out, and indeed it looks like nothing will go wrong tonight. There is a 15-foot high steel cage. There's no War Machine around. It's Ray Rowe and Gregory, man on man. First suplex, and Gregory again counters. Gregory knows Rowe is a suplex machine.
Right, and that's the thing. See, Ray Rowe might be, I have no doubt he's going to win this match, but Dennis Gregory can go. He's been in the ring for, 10, 12 years? Steel cage, that's his territory.
Oh, yeah.
Ray Rowe wrestles. Denny Gregory fights.
One of the most famous matches of Dennis Gregory's career was the War Games cage match. Last year at No Excuses, Dennis Gregory came out on top in that matchup. Gregory's been in several cage matches. Ray Rowe has not. Ray Rowe is a rookie to cage matches, but he's not a rookie to overpowering
hell,
his opponent.
Him. Come on, Daddy.
Hey, perfectly legal cage match, no rules. Pinfall submission, escape the cage.
Ray Rowe needs to suck it up right here. Come on, Ray Rowe.
And Gregory's been able to use that cage as a weapon. Rowe hit that cage early on, which allowed Gregory to benefit from it.
Tell you, Joey D, I said I want to be impartial and call this match because it's going to be one of the best IWC title matches of all time, but in my gut, I can't. I just know Ray Rowe is going to pull it out.
Ray Rowe hits again, and you see he's wobbly, but he's not going down.
Well, it takes an entire freight train to knock Ray Rowe off his feet, and right there, he brought it.
Ray Rowe is an emotionless assassin, no doubt about it, but has not been able to get out of the blocks thus far thanks to the resourcefulness of the 4-time champion and veteran Dennis Gregory.
Yeah, Dennis Gregory better hope that he stays on Ray Rowe, because the second he lets up, Ray Rowe's going to unleash the war machine on Denny Gregory.
No doubt about that as Rowe hits the cage again. We saw Ray Rowe's barrage of suplexes last night in that 5-way tag team encounter. Gregory follows through with a drop. And we know you've been training Ray Rowe through the past several months. Samoa Joe, Ricky Reyes, all those tough encounters. What have you told Ray Rowe to prep him for his first cage match?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You know, we've been in intense training for the last, it seems like if it's not one thing for Ray Rowe, it's another, and we're always training. You notice I've sacrificed quite a bit of my own personal career to tend to the career of Ray Rowe. And think about it. Samoa Joe, you said it. Ricky Reyes, some of the best moments in IWC came from Ray Rowe. Hey, Joey D, what would have happened if I didn't bring Ray Rowe to IWC in the first place?
That's very true. You were extremely instrumental in the formation and indeed the dominance of the Cleveland Mafia. But it's not about tag team competition right now. It is all about Ray Rowe and his moment in the sun and Dennis Gregory's attempts to ruin that. Gregory continues to dominate, the baddest man in IWC. Rowe trying to block those shots to the cage. Could not block all of it. He is still woozy.
I tell you what, something looks off. I mean, the last few days of training, I'm not going to lie, Ray Rowe definitely seemed like a little sidetracked. I'm starting to think if maybe the tag team match last night wasn't the best idea we could have had, because I think focusing on tag team and now singles here tonight might be throwing Ray Rowe on 2 different pages.
And Ray Rowe sent back such velocity into the corner, and Gregory going to follow through. To the opposite buckle now. And Gregory doing a good job of moving Ray Rowe around, but Ray Rowe caught him in his grasp.
Right. What is that thing Denny Gregory says? If you're not a what?
If you're not a wannabe, you're a Gregory?
Well, if you mess with Ray Rowe, you're a dead fish in the water.
And I'm sure Dennis Gregory wishes he was elsewhere right now. Ray Rowe, powerbomb attempt.
No, don't let him out.
There's using your cage to your advantage.
I'm
Gregory
sorry.
trying to escape. Well, we understand your emotional involvement here. If you can't remain,
Joey D,
look out.
We've been working on this.
Power bomb from the rope. Gregory with a 10+ foot drop.
New champ. Yes.
Cover. New champion. No. And certainly J-Rock here, the big daddy of
Getting
destruction.
ahead of myself a little bit.
Little bit frustrated, a little bit overzealous here in this matchup. You know, as we said, this is a promise that you made to Ray Rowe 7 months ago, and everything since then has worked to this. As we see a replay feature, thanks to our great film crew. Check out the impact
right there.
Check out the landing, how Gregory's body bounced off of that canvas.
This is what Ray Rowe is known for: strikes, chops, powerful attacks.
Well, Ray Rowe is now dictating the pace of this matchup. When it's a suplex or a striking game, it is Ray Rowe's advantage.
We knew that was the key. We knew Denny was going to come in here and he was going to try a lot of misdirection and a lot of different things to confuse Ray Rowe. And the key is controlling the pace of this match. And now Ray's finally working his kind of match.
We're not used to seeing Ray Rowe on the top rope, however.
I did not teach him this. I refuse to claim this.
Well, be that as it may, Ray Rowe going high risk.
What the heck?
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
Looks like Ray Rowe may have a little bit of blood on him. No doubt from striking this cage at one point in this match.
Look at Ray Rowe. Look at the physical.
And Gregory goes downstairs. Ray Rowe took his eye off the ball for a split second, and a suplex from the top. And both men are down. Both men are wiped out. And this is where we find out who has the true will of a champion.
I mean, Ray Rowe hits his big high-impact move just a moment ago, and now Ray's going for the door. Right here could be Denny Gregory's chance to escape.
Gregory trying to escape through the door, but Rowe grabs onto him. Well, Gregory knows another suplex is on the way.
Yes.
And Gregory tried to turn himself to dead weight, but Rowe straight up muscled him over.
That's it, Ray.
Is this match all here? No. Gregory hangs on. He's got a roll up. Pinfall's count here. Gregory back into the cage. Is he going to get out?
Get him!
Is Gregory going to get out?
Get him, Ray!
Ray Rowe just in the nick of time. Can he stop him?
That was unbelievable. Denny Gregory used his own momentum from Ray Rowe's offensive move and almost won the match.
Almost by a fluke, Gregory almost retained this title. And Ray Rowe still with a death grip on the arm of Gregory. Doesn't want him to go anywhere. 7 months of work, maybe all for nothing at Gregory.
7 months after shoulder surgery after this.
The head of Gregory is pulled into that cage door mercilessly by Ray Rowe. Another suplex time. Overhead T-bone. And there may be nobody in this business that can throw a better suplex.
Can you smell it? It's about that time. He's in the pounce. He's going to pounce.
Vaulting through with the knees, and Gregory sent back into the corner.
Ray Rowe, that's Ray Rowe. High impact, Daddy.
Amazing agility.
This wasn't just a promise. There's been a master plan in effect for 2 years, and tonight it will culminate.
Well, we'll see what this master plan has been. Cleveland Mafia have been a major staple of IWC for so long, but Ray Rowe could take it to the next level tonight and add his name to that prestigious
That's
list
it right here.
of heavyweight champions, and it could be right now.
Get the door. He's going over the top.
Rowe's ready here. All he's got to do is drop down.
What the hell are they doing here?
That's Brent Albright.
No, I don't care.
That's Sebastian Dark. What?
Norm.
Keep your composure, please, J-Rock.
Get somebody over there,
Wait
Norm.
a second. Rowe's got this match won.
Get somebody over there.
Rowe just got rammed into the cage. He's got this match won.
Norm, get somebody over there.
They just rammed his head 2 or 3 times.
Oh, the hell with this,
Into the
Shirley.
cage.
I'm not sitting here no more.
J-Rock leaving here. Ray Rowe just got. J-Rock is looking for a weapon. Ray Rowe just got his head rammed 3 or 4 times into the cage. J-Rock leaving. He's got a chair. He's chasing the War Machine. Cover in the ring. Gregory Stone. Now he kicked out. Ray Rowe kicked out. Despite what may be a concussion-inducing situation. And check out J-Rock. He puts that chair right in front of the door and says no one else is getting involved in this match. No one's coming out except for Ray Rowe. And certainly nobody's coming in. In the ring. Reversal now. Pace quickens. Double cross body. Both men are down. With J-Rock now leaving the announce position. Chris Maverick's back with us.
Is that Maniac gone?
It seems like J-Rock is now guarding the cage, making sure the War Machine is no longer involved. And that's a great call if you ask me. But in the ring, both men have taken so much punishment. Both men are down. And Ray Rowe, Maverick, had this title won if not for Albright Dark and CJ the War Machine. And check out a replay here. Double cross body. Both men collide into each other. Win knocked out of both men. Back to live action now as Gregory fires away on Ray Rowe. Ray Rowe doesn't seem to be all there right now.
Flag in the ring.
I'll check this out.
John McChesney just threw that flag to Dennis Gregory,
10 minutes gone
Dennis
by,
Gregory
10
didn't
minutes.
get a chance to use it. I want to give credit to the
Ray Rowe intercepts it, and wait a second. J-Rock chasing McChesney. McChesney came through the crowd. Great call, Maverick. We couldn't pick it up on our camera, but John McChesney is passing Gregory objects through the crowd now. And a German suplex by Ray Rowe, and J-Rock was quick to run McChesney off. J-Rock standing guard. J-Rock says this is the culmination of the master plan that's been in the works. And check out Ray Rowe in the ring. Repeated German suplexes.
Well, J-Rock told us all, I remember when Ray Rowe first came here to the IWC, J-Rock told us all that he was going to be a IWC heavyweight champion, and now it's looking like that might come true.
Well, J-Rock's the man that brought Ray Rowe where he is today with all the training and mentoring, and Ray Rowe with the chaos theory. And the champion is literally folded up. Gregory may be susceptible here to a championship loss. Has Ray Rowe's time finally arrived?
Look how Gregory's bit in half there. He's barely.
Gregory, last-ditch effort. Last-ditch effort to grab on. J-Rock grabbed the belt already. He seems pretty sure of himself here. Is Ray Rowe going to get out? Is Ray Rowe going to shake Dennis Gregory?
He's dangling like a carrot right in front of him.
He kicks him off. He kicks Gregory off.
Oh, my God.
Hey!
Oh, come on.
What the hell? J-Rock hit Rowe.
And broke the cage door clean off the hinge.
He just hit another human being with so much impact that steel broke. A steel door broke. Gregory got the pin. This match is over. Why the hell did J-Rock do that?
You gotta be kidding me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still IWC Champion, Dennis Gregory.
7 months of hard work, training, and effort in the Cleveland Mafia camp comes down to this.
7 months of hard work, training, and effort. Tag team champions together. Promises that he's going to make him the next heavyweight champion.
Don't tell me this is the master plan, because this is damn disgusting. J-Rock just stabbed his best friend in the back, and why?
I got to believe it's what you said before. I mean, why does anything happen in the War Machine?
Look at this. Rowe's got life. The cage door broke, but Ray Rowe did not, and J-Rock is freaked out here. J-Rock is scared. Ray Rowe is still stirring. Nothing will keep Ray Rowe down, but J-Rock has certainly screwed Ray Rowe out of the biggest night of his career. Why has J-Rock done something like this to a man he's traveled the roads with for nearly 2 years? Our cage is broken. J-Rock is celebrating. Ray Rowe's in pain, but he's still inching towards J-Rock. Oh, Gregory's got a mic. What now?
Who's dead body, Norm?
Oh,
The
Norm
winner! And still the champion!
Well, Norm Connors said last night, over Norm's dead body, will Gregory leave the cage with the belt?
Unstoppable, Norm!
Chuck Roberts won't announce Dennis Gregory as champion. He refuses to call Dennis Gregory champion.
Hey, Denny!
Gregory does it himself.
Wait, Norm Connors has a
Shut
mic.
up!
Wait a minute.
I got to know about J-Rock, but right now Norm has a mic.
You may be the general, but I run this ship. You signed a contract for a steel cage match against Ray Rowe. You forgot. You've got an open contract for tonight, and I just filled it.
What?
Wait a minute. What? Oh my God, the lights are out.
Lights are out at the Court Time Sports Center. Oh my God. Dennis Gregory opened his mouth a bit too soon.
Fans of the Court Time know that this music only means only one thing.
That's the man there, the hardcore icon, the 5-time ECW World Heavyweight Champion, the Sandman. And if Dennis Gregory thought he was in a war with Ray Rowe, now Dennis Gregory with 50% left in him, if that.
If that. He just fought Ray Rowe. Dennis Gregory's got nothing left in him.
Gregory has to contend with the most hardcore individual perhaps in this business's history, the Sandman.
Beer, cigarettes, and a Singapore cane.
Blood, sweat, and beers from the Sandman. Hardcore Hack is back in IWC after a 2-year absence.
Sharing it with the crowd.
Can you believe this moment? Can you believe the atmosphere? Can you believe the energy that the Sandman is bringing to the International Wrestling Cartel? Dennis Gregory forgot about that open contract he agreed to some weeks back, and Norm Connors filled in that loophole and brought in the Sandman. Gregory will leave with the belt over Norm's dead body. And what could Gregory have left up his sleeve for this?
Well, the only thing I worry about is you still got, don't forget, you still got 4 members of the Unholy Alliance in the back. I mean, Unholy Alliance, the War Machine in the back.
Well, that's true. That's indeed true, but
of course, you've also got Dennis Gregory trapped in a steel cage with the Sandman. And we talked about people not being a stranger to steel cage matches. Hack's been in several.
No doubt about that. You know, you're talking about the War Machine. Are they still here? Did J-Rock run them clear out of the building? We don't know.
You know, I was assuming J-Rock was a member of the War Machine now, but we don't actually know that, do we?
We don't know that. J-Rock showed no allegiance to Dennis Gregory. He just seemed out for some vile reason to hit Ray Rowe. He said a master plan was in the works. We know there's been a little bit of dissension between J-Rock and Ray Rowe, but why, on his best friend's most important night of his career, would Ray Rowe choose that exact moment
I can't
to do
imagine
something like that? That is uncalled for.
I mean, I can't imagine there's any good reason at all to make Ray Rowe into an enemy. But right now, Dennis Gregory's got to worry about one other enemy. And that's a man who's about 6 beers deep right now before he's ever gotten in the ring.
Yeah, he's no doubt in the mood to fight. And when we talked about how the cage was Dennis Gregory's element, it was warfare, it was combat, like Gregory was used to. But no one's more used to an out-of-control situation than the Sandman. He starts many of them on purpose just for fun.
And you're not even talking about it in the ring. You're not even talking about it in wrestling. You're talking about a random Wednesday night at any bar in this country.
Singapore cane in hand, the trademark of the Sandman. Indeed, he is politically incorrect and damn proud of it.
And this crowd's still on its feet.
And Dennis Gregory still has not recovered from Ray Rowe, nor would anyone expect him to be. Ray Rowe unleashed his brutality, his explosive offense, his suplex machine nature, and Gregory has just enough left to stand perhaps. And now he's got to face the Sandman in a cage.
He's not even standing up straight. I think we can safely say the title reign of Dennis Gregory is about 25 seconds from over. And that's including the time left in the song.
Gregory can barely stand.
The crowd's calling for a caning.
And Gregory says no. Steel cage, buddy, no disqualification. It's legal. And so I guess we now have Dennis Gregory versus the Sandman for the IWC title.
In a steel cage.
In a steel cage. With Gregory at less than 100%. And the Sandman, let's face it.
With the cage at less than 100%.
Sandman's never 100%. He's in his element. He doesn't care. Sandman's reckless.
It's about the only person in this business we know of who busts his own head open on the way to the ring.
Exactly right. Let's imagine what he'll do to Gregory. And Gregory demands that the cane leave the cage for this match to start, but Sandman's under no obligation to do that.
No, now we got referee Mark Steele. Do you really think he'll be taking the cane from the Sandman?
Not if he's smart, not if he values his life.
Hack set the cane down. He's going to do this fair and square.
Well, Sandman may not need the cane at this point.
Yeah. He's going to play fair, because he's known for sportsmanship and all.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that. The Sandman is used to playing by the Sandman's own rules. And if he wants to do it without the cane, by God, I'm not going to tell him not to.
I got $50 that says he picks up the cane again before this match is over.
Well, I bet nobody had $50 on this match starting out with a collar and elbow tie-up.
No.
Sandman wrestles Gregory down to the ground and is trying to trap the shoulders. And Gregory into the ropes. Break is required.
Yep. Strong mat technique from the Sandman.
Did we really just say that?
I don't think I ever believed I would.
Not to discredit the Sandman. He is a tremendous wrestler, 5-time former world champion. He just never really chooses to show it.
Well, there you go.
And there you go.
That would, yeah.
That worked better, I think.
That was.
Now you see why he doesn't show. He really doesn't need to. Hard left to the head, and Gregory still woozy from Ray Rowe, and the Sandman is just going to pick up the table scraps. The Sandman may have the easiest road to the IWC title than anybody in history.
I'm amazed this match has gone this long.
Well, check out Gregory here, picking a spot.
Well, there.
Well, Sandman's got that cane, though.
Yep.
And if Gregory wants to go for the choking game, Sandman can certainly match him there. Traps him with the leg, choking him with the Singapore cane.
I mean, a lot of wrestlers in this business use a lot of different weapons, but I don't know that there's anybody who's as much a part of the weapon they bring to the ring as Sandman is.
I find it interesting that the Sandman is breaking before 5 while he's breaking the cane over Gregory's back as well, but Sandman choosing to abide by the rules here. This is a steel cage match, no obligation.
The rules. he's abiding by the rule.
Well, abiding by the traditional rules, I should say. Certainly no rules in a cage match. Snapmare takeover by the Sandman into a reverse chin lock, into a rear naked choke here with the body scissors.
Okay, as you pointed out earlier, the Sandman is a lot more than just hitting people over the head with a stick. I mean, the guy knows how to wrestle in that ring. You don't get to be 5-time ECW champion, however many championships he's won elsewhere in the world, without knowing what you're doing. He's just one very dangerous individual.
No doubt about that. Gregory elbows his way free.
Gregory's crawling. Oh, okay. He was crawling towards that cane. I thought he was crawling towards the wrong corner trying to get out.
Oh, wait a second. Sandman chops the legs here. Gregory can't go anywhere now. Sandman's got him right where he wants him. Variation of an STF here, only done Sandman style.
Yeah. With a completely, it looks like almost a completely legal choke there, especially in a cage match.
Well, no doubt about that. And Gregory could very easily tap out here or pass out, and we have a new IWC champion, and his name is the Sandman, who now reverts back into a crossface.
In as much pain as Gregory's in, I really don't see Dennis Gregory tapping out. Dennis Gregory, okay, we don't like the guy, but Dennis Gregory is a tremendously accomplished athlete, and much like McChesney with his Super Indy title, that IWC title belt means more to Dennis Gregory than pretty much anything else on this planet.
Well, it's an excuse to walk around with that extra swagger in his step, that extra bit of condescending tone in his voice, and that extra bit of ego that convinces him he's better than everybody else. Definitely, Dennis Gregory values the championship and all the power and stroke that comes with it.
And in as much pain as he's obviously in, having just wrestled Ray Rowe and now wrestling the Sandman, you got to believe he's not going to just give that up. He's not going to tap out. You're going to have to beat Dennis Gregory.
When you're in that situation where you hold the championship and you hold the power, people want to be your friend. People want to get close to you, and that's how the War Machine was formed. If Gregory loses this title, he may lose everything else along with it.
So you think the War Machine could fold without Dennis Gregory being champion?
Without that solid leader, there could be look out. Cane swing countered. Nobody uses that cane like Sandman. White Russian leg sweep. Takes down Gregory. Cover. Hooks with the cane too.
And there's your
got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and new IWC champion, the Sandman!
Can you believe this? Who would have thought at the end of a Call to Arms weekend, our IWC champion would be the Sandman?
Well, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Wait, the lights just went out.
Lights are out here.
What's
going on here?
That doesn't usually happen here. Spotlights on.
Lights are out. It's pitch black in here.
That's not something that usually happens in
happening?
the Courtine Sports Center. I can't see.
What is this?
That's not my leg. That's my leg, Joe.
I see an extra shadow in the ring.
Wait a minute.
What? That's Davari!
من میخوام یه چیزی به شما بگم آقا. اگر شما میخوای دست این IWC Championship میشه به من.
That's Davari! Formerly of World Wrestling Entertainment, Davari has come out of nowhere, and Dennis Gregory is assaulting the Sandman. And here comes Too Cold Scorpio. Scorpio knocks down Davari, knocks down Gregory.
Gregory just broke camp.
Scorpio saves the new champion, the Sandman, but Dennis Gregory, why would a war veteran and an American hero align themselves with Davari?
Wow.
Former ECW tag champions reunite in the ring, Sandman and Scorpio, but why would Dennis Gregory, a war hero, align himself with Davari?
Well, Dennis Gregory's a lot of things. He's a veteran. He's no hero.
True.
But you are looking, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but you are looking at your new IWC Heavyweight Champion, the Sandman?
The Sandman has added another prestigious title to a long, long resume, and his friend of so many years, Too Cold Scorpio, is there to celebrate with him. The Sandman, I believe, busted open. Not sure if that was from his own volition or from something else. But either way,
I don't think he cares.
Our brand new champion is the Sandman. And there you see a replay. Here's a look at the way the Sandman won the championship. The White Russian leg sweep. The cover, hooking the cane over the legs for extra torque. And this was over. Perhaps the most shocking title win in IWC history.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final contest of the Call to Arms 4. It'll be contested here in this cage with the rules through the door, over the top, pinfall or submission by both team members. It's set for a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the IWC Tag Team Championships. Introducing to you first, the reigning four-time Tag Team Champions, escorted by Vicky Gambino, at a total combined weight of 462 pounds, the team of Vicky and Marshall, the Gambino brothers.
Out of all of our cage matches here tonight, none has more personal animosity and none has more deep disdain than this, our tag team championship matchup of the evening. The family has masterminded so many plots and plans in recent times to rid IWC of Babyface Fire, Shiima Xion, and Jason Gory, including breaking into Jason Gory's own home and assaulting him with a taser, and including repeated shots onto thumbtacks of Shiima Xion, not to mention breaking a champagne bottle over Shima's face. He was out of action almost 2 months.
I've known all four of these men for a very, very long time. We all trained together. I know them all very well. And I can tell you, we've never liked each other. None of us. You know, there are alliances drawn. Mickey and Marshall are brothers. Jason and Shiima are partners. Hold on.
And there you see the tag titles held by Flexer and Ferrari, the flunkies of the Gambino brothers. Vicky Gambino hovering around ringside as well. And now the entrance of the challenging team. They've held the gold once before. They were defeated for the gold by the Gambinos some months back. The Gambinos took advantage of a situation where they were weakened.
Their opponents and challengers at a total combined weight of 417 pounds. The team of Jason Gory, Shiima Xion, BabyFace Fire.
As I was saying, I mean, there's been times where I was aligned with one team or another. I hate the other. You know, you can talk about good guys, you can talk about bad guys, you can talk about title reigns. It's not that. It's personal. You don't smash a bottle over somebody's face for the business of professional wrestling. You do that because you don't like somebody.
How about that? This action is starting off right away with Shiima and Gory working on Mickey and Marshall. And check this out. Double clothesline, duck, Babyface Fire using the speed to their advantage. Double drop kick takes down both Gambino brothers. And Gory and Xion launching an assault here. No. And check out the power of Marshall the Bull. 280 plus. Oh, thank God. Shiima almost sent to that cage.
Gambino's block.
And now Shiima and Gory, who are outsized in this matchup. They have to use their quickness. They have to use their heart. And check out that double spine buster. Drop kick as well from both sides. Sandwiches Marshall Gambino in the middle. And BabyFace Fire is on a mission. They have wanted a piece of the Gambinos with no rules, no remorse, no setbacks for so many months. And they finally get it. You see Vicky Gambino on the outside getting involved.
Pinfall, submission, or both team members escaping the cage.
Check out Shiima. Springs back with a moonsault, takes down both Gambinos.
And his own partner, it looks like.
Shiima and Gory directing traffic with each other here. They've got the Gambinos down. They've got to keep this to their style of matchup. Let's take one more look at Shiima Xion's graceful moonsault off of the ropes with the K-Brada, taking down both Mickey and Marshall Gambino. On the top of the cage is Gory trying to escape, but keep in mind, if Gory escapes, his partner's left 2-on-1.
And wait, and looks like he did.
And that's exactly.
Gory's out. Gory's escaped.
That's exactly what the Gambinos wanted, because now it's 2-on-1 with Shiima.
What are we, like 2 minutes into this match? Gory has left the ring.
I don't think the Gambinos are brokenhearted about it.
I mean, they're down. Of course, now you've got the. Oh, wait a minute.
Well,
Gory's trying to climb back in.
Well, there's nothing illegal with that. This is a cage match, no disqualifications.
I guess.
It's within the rules. It's within the ramifications. No one says he can't come back in.
I've never seen anybody.
The only question is, would he waive? I suppose he would waive the fact he already escaped.
I would.
He had to escape again.
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen anybody climb back into the cage after escaping it.
Oh God!
Ooh.
Marshall Gambino tried to pounce like a large alligator, like a huge croc, but Shiima got out of the way, and Mickey Gambino is now on top of the future of fashion. And after this cage match, Shiima Xion.
Mark still doesn't know what to do either. I mean, Gory's going towards the door.
Shiima may be done with magazine pictorials, wrestling or otherwise, after this match. And Gory, again, trying to crawl back in, this time with a door, and the door gets slammed into his head not once but twice.
Mickey Gambino's keeping him out of the... That's an interesting strategy.
It's smart strategy. If Shiima Xion's beaten unconscious, he can't stop both Gambinos from climbing out.
Well, he can't stop them. I mean, they can win by a pinfall.
That as well.
If Gory's not there to help him. And, Gory's outside the ring.
I think Gory regretting his decision to climb the cage at this point. He's trying for everything he's got to get back into this ring and save his BabyFace Fire partner, who's on top. Missile drop kick. Yeah. And check out the impact that Mickey hit the cage.
Oh! Clothesline from hell right there. Took Shima's head off. I mean, he had momentum for a moment there. Turned him inside out.
Huge clothesline.
The one thing to remember is, like, Gory again trying to get back in the cage. He's not safe out there. Normally, you escape the cage, you're safe. Even outside the cage, he's got to deal with Vicky Gambino, who we're seeing right now, as well as Flexer and Ferrari. Flexer and Ferrari are outside the cage with him. It's a dangerous place.
No doubt about that.
And he can't protect his tag team partner, who's in the ring. Oh, trying again.
Oh, look at
and
this.
And again, slamming his head.
Shot after shot after shot. Jason Gory may have a concussion when this is all said and done. And it's still 2-on-1. And Shiima Xion has fought his heart out so far, but the numbers game are going to come to a disadvantage. Mickey's still down from the missile dropkick into the cage. Marshall, however, has Shiima in a chancery, not letting him move until Mickey can recover.
Might be Shiima. Oh, brainbuster. That might be Shima's one redeeming grace, is that he actually did manage to take Mickey Gambino out of this match for the moment, which, is makes the numbers game a little more fair. But I think that time's over.
Mickey extends the knees, double team maneuver.
Jason Gory again trying to climb into the cage. You can see him up in the corner.
I believe Mickey Gambino has been busted open. You see he can't get to his feet. I believe it was that drop kick that sent him vaulting head first into the cage, did some serious damage, and Jason Gory once again on top of the cage, trying to creep his way back in, trying to get back in.
He's on top. Wait a minute.
I think he's going to make it here. Gory's on top of the
Looks
cage.
like Mickey has his thumbtacks again. Oh, Mickey ends up inadvertently hitting his own partner. DDT
by
from
Shiima.
Xion.
But check this out. Gory's on top. Gory's still perched. Huge tornado DDT by Shiima Xion. And Gory is still up top, but does he have the energy to climb back down?
I don't think he's looking to climb. But both Marshall and Mickey are all the way on the other side of the ring.
Oh, wait a second. Jason Gory, the risk taker, from 15 feet above! Somersault plancha by Jason Gory!
Yeah, it looks like Mickey Gambino might have, nice guy Mickey might have a broken nose there.
And check this out again. We've got to see this again. A breathtaking somersault plancha. Shiima Xion got some of it. The Gambino's got all of it. And everybody's hurt.
All four men now back in the ring, though.
Double clothesline. Yeah, we're back to square one here. 2-on-2. Vicky Gambino, Flexer, and Ferrari ominously parading around the ring here, but nothing they can do with the steel cage in the way. Double team, QAS on Marshall, but Gory couldn't hang on to attempt the pin.
For the first time in this match, I think Babyface Fire may have the advantage.
Oh, but wait a second. Are they both looking to climb out here? Mickey stops Shiima. Marshall stops Gory. They thought they had this matchup won, but alas, it was not to be. The Gambinos are back up and still defending their tag team championship. Ooh. Gory vaulted back into that cage again. He's wiped out.
Now again, we believe that Gory has to escape twice now. I mean, he has to escape again in order to actually win. I mean, he came back. Nobody forced him back into the ring. He chose to climb out in there. Is that correct?
That's my knowledge of it. Yes, he's still a legal participant in this matchup. And until both men on your team are outside. Oh
my God!
Just a double catapult from the Gambinos. Shiima Xion hits the steel, and Gory just got sandwiched between steel and Marshall the Bull.
Big splash from the big man.
And just like that, the Gambinos now in firm control.
Nice guy Mickey almost to the top rope. Marshall not far behind.
Gambinos are looking to climb out here. Shiima stops Mickey, and Gory, desperation chair shot, takes Marshall off balance. But check out Shiima here.
Wait a minute. We've seen this.
630 splash!
Swanton hit. I think he hit his head on the way down.
God knows how many rotations, but a 630 by Shiima Xion. What is this?
Wait a minute. Are those the thumbtacks? Oh,
thumbtacks. And that's a lot more thumbtacks than we saw last time. Hundreds of them. Hundreds upon hundreds. Oh, no. Marshall's on top.
Gambino. This is not going to be good for any of them.
Oh, my God. And all three men took the impact.
See, like I said, they don't like Marshall Gambino busted open. I told you, they don't like each other. This is a title match, but it's not just about the title belt.
Oh, look at the blood on Shiima Xion's back. He's been cut apart. Babyface Fire let their rage do the talking for them, do the actions for them. They did not think about the fact they would have to absorb so much of the impact of the thumbtacks as well.
Oh, they knew. They knew what they were doing. They didn't care. Shiima's
gonna climb out. Wait, Mickey with a chair.
Oh! And now Shiima gets knocked out.
Shiima hits the outside. And that again does not count. Both men simultaneously, as a team, have to be on the outside of the cage.
So now Gory is trapped in. Oh, wait. Let Gory try and get.
Look at the tacks sticking out of Gory's body.
Wait a minute.
Powerbomb.
This is not going to be good for anybody again.
Look out.
Oh!
Into the cage once more.
With those tacks still in his back.
Unbelievable.
Now, unlike when Gory escaped earlier, Shiima's out cold on the outside after he took that chair shot from the top of the cage.
Even if he wanted to try to get back in, he really can't right now. Who knows when he's going to wake up and and even be able enough to get on his own 2 feet. And until then, it's the Gambinos with the 2-on-1.
Which is looking pretty academic. I mean, he's out. Gory's out cold. They can pin him whenever they want. They're just, like I said, they don't like him any more than he likes them. They're going to toy with him a bit.
Well, the Gambinos can sense victory in the air right now.
I'm telling you, this isn't about victory. It's about pain.
Got about, who knows how much, 500-plus pounds of combined weight with the Gambinos on about 185 pounds of Gory. Hey, he's trying to get out. If Gory can escape, we got new champions.
He's got one leg outside the ring. He's got one leg, both legs outside the ring.
Oh, but he got caught.
Oh, they caught him. They caught him.
Oh, no.
This is not going to be good. Remember, there are still thumbtacks in the ring.
Gory's still fighting them off, attempting to. Double knocker. Gambinos fall.
Into the thumbtacks.
This is the moment. Can Gory escape? Can he climb down? Does he know where he is?
He's half unconscious outside the ring.
Hurry, Gory. Get out. Gory got it. Babyface Fire win. New tag champions. They've done it. The family has been defeated.
Here are your winners. And the new IWC Tag Team Champions, Shiima Xion Jason Gory, BabyFace Fire.
The hit that was put out on the careers of Shiima Xion and Jason Gory was not followed through upon. Vicky Gambino is irate. Her dreams have been shattered. Her lavish lifestyle is no more. The money and prestige of the tag team titles goes to two of the most deserving athletes on this roster, Shiima Xion and Jason Gory. They have finally done it.
Tag team champions once again. Blood and thumbtacks everywhere. In all four men.
The sacrifice we saw, the risk these men took, not just tonight, but each and every night, finally pays off. They finally reach the top of the IWC mountain. The best team today is Shiima Xion and Jason Gory. Like it or not, Vicky Gambino.
She can't believe what's happened. Flexer and Ferrari in the ring.
Check out the celebration.